White buddy.
What'd you say?
Nothing is racist.
Hey, white buddy.
Oh, boy. Hello, can you hear us? Hopefully everyone can hear us.
Hello in the chat. Can you hear us?
Jack's still battling a knee injury now again as well.
Hello.
Here we go, Crow, says Vardy Magic. So we are on.
Excellent. We are on. All right. You ready to launch, Dan?
Yeah.
Dan's back, everyone.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I am back.
We need a sound of a balloon deflating.
Oh, I was going to look up a pathetic air horn. I had that idea in the car today.
Bah, bah.
Yeah.
Konnichiwa,
Yeah.
dorewa, hiwiko desu. I have been in Japan.
Dan's back from Danpan.
Yeah. I took a longer trip than the time that I went to KI. Remember when I went there?
Oh, God, that was a century ago.
I know,
Feels
but I
like
went
forever.
there, remember? It's episode 89 of Here We Crow. Welcome, Lauren.
Hello.
Welcome, Sam.
Hello, Daniel.
And Ben, I left you to last because I want to throw straight into your stats about the number 89.
Oh,
I
straight
want
up.
to hear more about Kangaroo Island.
All in due course.
Okay. So, yes, stats. They're short and sharp and shiny today. Debut player, Mark Stevens. 98 to 05, 101 games, 103 goals. Brought him across from North Melbourne in 98 to beat them in the grand final.
Right. Yes.
How about that?
He was
Bit more gusto with these, Ben, I reckon.
No,
He's testing our listening skills.
Yeah, I reckon.
yeah, no, gusto's gone tonight. I'm not my normal bubbly self. Sorry, guys. I've gone straight just to born in 1989.
Is that it? Is there a few? Oh,
Wow.
I can see by the list
But-
there's a few.
This
What?
was a real Crow baby boom.
Yeah,
Here we
right.
go.
Wow.
1989.
89
I'll go
is-
for it in reverse games order. So there's a few, interesting names, but then it gets a bit more. So we've got Tim McIntyre, Jaron Jackie,
Oh,
Tony Armstrong, Mike Cook, Chris Schmidt, James Seller, Bryce Gibbs, Kyle Cheney,
Yes.
Wow.
Feta.
Matthew Yench, Jared Petrenko, Matthew Wright,
Oh, legend.
Seth Shotton, and Jerker Jenkins.
Oh, do you know what his description is on the Swish website? If you want to pay $50 to get Josh Jenkins
Jerker.
to send you a message, the description is legend.
Oh, good.
Does it say Joe
Who
the
wrote that,
Goose?
do you think?
Joe the
Joe
Goose.
the Goose, yeah.
So that,
Who wrote that? He did.
you heard that right. That is 13 Crows players born in 1989.
That's pretty
Wow.
crazy.
That is a
It
lot
is a
of
baby
players.
boom.
Just a bit of Here We Crow trivia. Do you have any more before I say anything?
13 players is enough, Dan.
Yeah, well.
That's all the stats.
In 1989, I actually went to my first ever live concert, which was Bon Jovi. And
Oof.
I imagine a few of those Crows players were conceived that night if their parents went to that show. So, yeah. And on that note,
Cool.
the Crows played in a draw on Sunday on Mother's Day. It was a massive game. They had to win, and both teams actually had to win that one, apparently, to keep their final chances alive. But they both came away with 2 points each.
It was an 8-point game that we got 2. Does that make it 4?
No, it makes it less 6
Okay.
than we needed.
All right.
But Woozle's season might be done after a fractured arm. And we also, it's just injuries. There's injuries galore leading into this game this week for Collingwood. So a big game up ahead. But before we get into all of that,
Music.
Cool drinks.
I wrote on my notes injuries galore, but I didn't mean the Crows. It's Collingwood, obviously. But Woozle does not help. What's pumping you up, Sam?
Actually, didn't prepare for this at all, but I'm going to say the new Dead album. We've been trading messages about that this week, and it is it's excellent. I don't expect anybody else to like it listening to this, but
that's our recommendation. If anybody else, if anyone gets into my indie hippie garbage music,
hippie.
No one says hippie anymore. It's a band called Dead, DEHD.
Your album is very good.
It's good. It's a good
Played
album.
them on the podcast before.
We
I
have.
believe.
We have. You might remember that, everyone.
With the Spotify playlist is still up.
Yeah.
So if you get onto that.
I've actually switched to Apple Music, so I don't listen to it anymore.
Fair.
Yeah.
What's pumping you up, Lauren?
Oh, well, there's a bit of good Crows news pumping me up.
Yeah.
There's a bit to talk about, but I'll give you one little solid nugget that's just been announced. Chase Jones and his partner are having a baby. That's so nice. And Sam's like, don't do it. It's too late now.
Congrats, Chase.
Good on you, Chasey.
well done,
That's lovely
Chase.
news.
Yeah.
It's pumping me up. Also, our former Richmond Nuffy, Jimmy, and his partner Jade also had a baby this week, Zazie. So congratulations.
Zazie.
To them. Zazie.
Very nice.
Yeah, right. That's an
Yes.
interesting name.
Congrats.
Great name. I love it.
Congratulations.
It's a baby boom happening now
Yeah.
in 2024.
Crows and here we crow adjacent people.
That's right.
Ben, what are you pointing at? And do you want to talk about it? Do you want to pass your note to the class, to the front of the class?
I was just saying that Will Hayward's going to take a pay cut for the Victorian lifestyle.
Of course he is.
Right.
Of course he is. Ben, off topic,
What
what's
an
pumping
idiot.
you up?
Well, mildly as always, pumped up. But I reckon we've been working hard as a family at home, adding to our menagerie. So Henry's latest exciting venture is an aquarium. So
Good luck with that.
and obviously with me involved with an aquarium, there's none of these fake plastic plant crap going in. It's a plant.
You're not getting an octopus, are you?
Planted out aquarium.
Starting a
So we've
TikTok
got
channel.
Got a few different plants in there, and we finally got the water levels with the nitrates and the ammonia and all that sort of gear at the right level, and we could get fish on the weekend. So we got our 12 little neon tetras swimming
Neon
around.
Tetras.
Neon tetras.
Yeah,
It's a little tropical setup, Sam. So got the heater, the filter, the light. You need a special light, otherwise the plants won't grow.
Yeah,
Are you
right.
rich? Because
He's doing
you're
very well for himself.
You're in for a wealthy hobby here, I think.
We certainly are a lot poorer now, and we didn't start from a high level. So,
Yep.
yes, I think most of our expensive inputs are now done, at least. But yeah, it does cost.
Hopefully you don't have to keep replacing the fish like my boss has had to do with her tank.
Well, yeah. Well, the neon tetras aren't your most expensive fish. I think we got 12 for $20.
Oh, that's good.
12 for 20.
They're not
Right.
they're not the biggest
It's a
fish.
bargain. They're Lowe's fish.
It's the bargain bin aquarium.
They are small, but they are very vibrant. They have a very bright blue stripe on the side
Yeah,
of
I
them.
know the one.
Yeah, right. Vardy Magic said you should get an axolotl for him.
Yeah.
I have considered an axolotl, but I think there's a good chance that it will eat my own neon tetras.
Yeah, right.
you've
Well,
got-
they are
if they're
cheap. You
12
just
for
buy some
20,
more.
But I think our next inclusion to the tank, possibly this weekend, is going to be some North Queensland shrimp.
Shrimp.
Yeah, right.
They eat the algae off the plants and whatnot, clean up your tank. So it's going to be quite the biome.
Just be aware of the toxic snails.
We do actually we got some freebie snails.
Oh, yeah?
Because the aquarium place said you got to have some dirty water to get it going, and
So true.
in that dirty water was some snails.
Okay.
All
What are you
right.
doing?
I'm just making Sam like, well, thank you, Ben.
We've
That's,
got
and that's what's pumping us up this week. Where did that button?
I just found it. Someone said wet fart sound, so I just tried to find one online.
Wow.
I didn't even listen to it.
That was
Making me laugh.
that was off the cuff. That was off the cuff. But
podcast got a little immature for me.
Probably
Well,
give it
do
10 more
for the
minutes.
night.
One of you could have done one in the microphone.
that was the segue between the what's pumping us up and the talk about the game. So, the Mother's Day clash between Adelaide and Brisbane was a draw, as we all know, 13, 12, 90 apiece. Lauren, thoughts on the game? You were there.
That was it.
Were you there?
I
Sam's whole family was there.
Yeah, I know. We were the ring-ins for the family event.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the game? Look, probably one of the more frustrating games we've had this season. We definitely lifted, I thought, in the second half, and there were some really good moments. Obviously, we came back from quite a way back. I don't know. I feel pretty empty after it. It's a draw. I mean, I'm not that sad about a draw because I'd prefer to get 2 points than none.
I don't think we deserve to win, so 2 points almost sort of felt like a weird win.
Yeah, I still feel quite empty about the game, really.
The replay, like
I couldn't do it.
I lasted a quarter.
I feel like it was just like there's no reward at the end of this, you know.
Yeah.
Generally, though, like, you know. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of run of the mill for me. Run of the mill.
I agree. I think there's been news today, like text coming out and saying we trust our game, or I don't know exact quote, but basically like that, they're feeling confident in the way they're playing, and I'm like, how? You were playing a B grade Brisbane Lions team, missing players through injury. They would be unsettled. They had new guys in, all this sort of stuff, and they're ripe for the picking. We shouldn't be nearly losing. Like, we're 3 goals down, and full credit to them for clawing that 3-goal lead back. But they shouldn't have been in that position.
That's true, but I think we're forgetting that, Brisbane were in the grand final last year. Like, they're not a shit side. And yes, they did have a lot of injuries, but it's like Collingwood this week. As you said, we've got a lot of injuries coming up with Collingwood, but they're still a good side.
Yeah.
So, it does. And we've always kind of had to tough it out against Brisbane at Adelaide Oval. There hasn't really been a time where we've properly stomped them.
They are a good side, but they haven't been a very good side this year, which is probably the reason I thought they were ripe for the picking for us to get a win at home. Obviously, things like the Daniel Curtin piece where he got subbed off at half time and then Woozle got injured is not ideal.
Shocking.
Obviously Matty Nix spilling his Pepsi was an omen at the start.
Yeah. Also, just that, we've talked about it and I don't want to go on too much about it, but the umpiring was so bad. It was just so bad. Like, that deliberate out of bounds was just, that is the ultimate stupidity.
And the one we're talking about is Harris Andrews backing back over the line, not the ones that are debatable around punching it out.
More on that later.
Yeah.
Like, you literally just walked it back over the line. How is that not insufficient intent? Like,
well, I actually put that in my bads because it's something that I've hated for a very long time, that the boundary line's used. I'm pretty sure I've put it in my bads before, actually.
Players use it like a try line.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm about to get tackled. I won't be called holding the ball, so I'm just going to get this ball out.
And
there should be the same rule applied.
What's Rankin supposed to do there? Like, there was a bit of argument on Twitter that, he was under pressure, but he wasn't really. He was actually like a couple of steps away from him. And what's Rankin supposed to do there? Let him have an uncontested disposal?
Well, I would argue that if you've got prior opportunity to dispose of the ball before you're taken out,
you get rid of it.
Why can't that be deliberate out of bounds? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Or you could try and run a direction that isn't backwards towards the boundary
it's
line.
never paid though, so I understand why the umpire didn't pay it, because they don't pay that. But
that one was just so blatant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's fine if it's like you cover it up and you hide it a little bit. You've actually put the effort in, but that was just blatant backwards walking.
Yeah.
Like, it was ridiculous. And I think that actually set the tone for the rest of the game in terms of the umpiring calls, because everyone was feral. And even when they got it right, everyone was feral.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was
there was some terrible umpiring.
and you had a lot where it felt like there was some fairly strong contests against our guys marking not called, and then you get the old Danaher divey. And
that one where he flung himself forward.
Yeah, that was
There was
shocking.
but there was that one, I think you're calling out, Ben, where I think Fogarty marked it in the square and got chopped and didn't get paid.
That was Dawson, I think.
Was it? Okay, yeah.
So, I mean, again, people might say it was 50-50, but it did feel like a lot of those really crucial 50-50s were just play on.
We won the free kicks by 3, so yeah.
Yeah, but how many of those were inside 50?
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not. Yeah, I thought
Like,
the umpiring was bad, but it was fine. I looked it up afterwards because Dad and I were talking about it after the game, and I was surprised to see that we were 3 up.
That's kind of where we got screwed, is they had pretty much all their frees in their inside 50, and we had
And everyone always comes back to the amount of frees paid either way as the sort of yardstick of what was fair and what wasn't. But you got to look at where the frees were paid, and more often than not, the Brisbane ones were paid in the forward line.
Well, you had that one that was a really tough contest running back with Dawson, and then you had what seemed pretty soft as butter for
Long Nadal.
Long Nadal, yeah.
Where he gets his confidence up with that goal there. So
Well, if Long Nadal kicks straight, they win probably pretty easily, I reckon. Like, is that mad? He got, was it like almost 2 or 3 free kicks in a row there?
Yeah.
Well, he had 3 shots in real quick succession.
Yeah.
Luckily, he only kicked 1.
Yeah, that's right.
And we got killed by the intercept marking again. Andrews and Payne
22
smashed us. Yeah,
intercept marks.
It's insane.
It is. And Payne's an average player. Like, he's not like he's an absolute gun.
We made him
Harris
look
Andrews.
pretty good.
We made him look amazing.
We are missing Filthy one, which we talked about last week, but we're also missing Shane McAdam. Like, we don't have anyone flying up for big speckies.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Darcy Fogarty's like really pulled his shit together the last couple of weeks, and he's the one that's taking those big clunking marks in the inside 50 at the moment. But we don't have anyone, like, none of our small forwards are tall enough to do that, like what Shane used to do with the high flying marks.
Interesting segue out of that and topic for discussion around Fogarty. Has Elliot Himmelberg helped him play better since he's been in the side by taking away some of that pressure?
I think somewhat. Himmelberg plays more of a permanent forward, or probably a better, taller forward than Gollant does. So maybe that takes some pressure off of Fogarty.
He does make a structure up more like what we're hoping to do once Thilthorpe's back.
Yeah.
So. As we know, and I was obviously heavily criticised by a boomer in the crowd for having a go at Himmelberg. My feeling watching the game live was that there was no point kicking it towards Himmelberg because he wasn't even making a contest at times, and he was getting outmarked easily. But there were other instances where he did bring it to ground or at least crash the pack a little bit.
I thought he started pretty strong in the first quarter.
Yeah. I mean, obviously kicked the first goal for us in the game. But yeah, I just felt like you look at Fogarty's the only one that looks likely to take a mark. Tech's got outmarked all night as well.
We played from behind a lot, and it didn't pay off enough.
Is that Fog?
No, Walker.
Oh, Walker, yeah.
Walker had a shit game in my opinion. I know he kicked 2 goals, but he looked a big step off.
This is kind of what I was saying to Dan on the way here. Was like, a lot of people are ripping on Himmelberg, but you can't really do that without ripping on Tex at the same time.
No, absolutely.
Because he was just as bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't think Himmelberg was bad per se, but they did both did the same things.
How many times did Payne make Walker look like completely useless in that game?
Yeah,
which is something you never usually say about Walker.
There was footage out today that you can. Well, I think Kane Corns was analysing it, to be honest, but Tex actually proper had a tantrum with one of those overhead marks. So he was clearly very frustrated.
Yeah,
with
I
himself.
saw him do that at the ground. Yeah, he went off. But no, it was. We were well beaten again in that, which is disappointing after we were obviously heavily scrutinised after the Geelong debacle with Tom Stewart. I don't know. It was a really scrappy game. Obviously the replay was super hard to get through. I gave up after quarter time. I couldn't do any more.
I think if Himmelberg is going to, it's sort of just circling back on that, if he is going to create less pressure for Fogarty and Fogarty can have games like he did the other night, then I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And obviously if we then improve Himmelberg with Thilthorpe when he's fit, then it's only a good thing.
If Himmelberg keeps playing like that, then he's warming the seat nicely for Thilthorpe, really.
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward for Thilthorpe being readily available.
And he seems a better option than Burgess or Strong.
Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah, I think there's a reason why Burgess was
or Gollant, sorry.
in the what is it? What's the Queensland League? No, it's the VFL now, isn't it?
It used to be the NEFL.
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant Gallant's here.
Yeah.
I think when you say scrappy, though, I think that it's feeling like this year we're not coping as well as we did last year with other teams' pressure. We're starting to look more fumbly.
Backwards handballs
and
too.
we're handballing to more trouble. Whereas last year I think we had a better way of getting out of those really tight spots.
Yep.
Whereas we don't look like we can at the moment. So that's probably one of the areas of our gameplay at the moment that I'm most worried about.
Backwards handballs out of the centre circle were something that looked like they were.
Well, there was one where Dawson went the handball off to Laird on the outside, and it's like, well, just kick it yourself, Dawson.
Yeah, that's right.
You're not under pressure.
No.
Getting it to Laird's not going to make at a better position.
Yeah,
So,
there seemed like there was handballs to players in worse positions, but we're doing that inside 50 as well, trying to pinpoint people when that one where Fogg probably should have had a shot from 55 out and decided to pinpoint somebody. But that was at a crucial point of that game too, which was not ideal. You go.
I only have a couple stats. It was mainly about the marking side of things. We last week sort of talked about how they are such a kick mark kind of a team, and we just allowed them to do that. So often down the wing there was just chip, 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 and they got into their forward 50, no worries. And marks wise, we had 57 to their 99.
Yeah,
so,
wow,
big disparity.
And it wasn't just uncontested either. Like contested marks, we had 6, they had 17. So that's a lot of them would have been their defensive marks, but that is a big out-compete in the air.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my friend Marley has designed the Demons.
Oh, nice.
Sir Douglas Nichols round jumper this year, and she's just on the telly. So sorry, I pointed at her.
You're the one getting distracted.
Yeah, not just Dan anymore.
I was just going to point. I was just going to call out a couple of positives that I saw as well. Obviously, Fogarty's return to form is very welcome. 4 goals for the game and really imposing throughout. Looked really dangerous. I think we can probably do the Fogarty stinger at some point and talk a bit more about it. But without doing that, he was good. I thought Lockie Scholl did pretty well as well and probably holds his spot again. And
yes, my friend.
Geordie Dawson obviously went up a notch when we needed him to in the last quarter, which was huge.
I think a big positive is if we're within touch in a last quarter, we're going to fight it out and get as close as we can. Like it's been multiple times this year where we've been quite out of it and get quite close.
And that's kind of what we showed when we were pretty exciting last year. I think that we were never going to give in and we were still a chance in the last quarters of games. We haven't shown that as much, like you said, this year. But
it'd be nice if we didn't have to be in that position, though. It'd be nice to just have a lead in 3/4 time and just win.
Yeah.
We've only done that once this year, haven't we? This is Port. That's about it.
But just to go back on it, I that was a game that we should have won. If we think we're any good, that was a game we should have won.
But do we think we're any good?
Well, I don't think we are. I think we thought we were at the start of the year.
Yeah.
But at this point, who knows?
I've gone from pretty good to moderately okay.
Yeah.
Competitive.
Yeah. Couple of I just wanted to bring up a couple of players so we can discuss them. McHenry.
Has to go.
Surely Murphy's coming in this week.
It's not. It's not an upgrade, is it? But it's probably going to happen.
I just don't know what impact he's having.
He can't miss a goal from 10 meters out and play the role that he plays. That's just crap.
I mean, he can undo some of the other stuff if he could kick goals.
Yeah.
Like when he has the chances.
Yep.
But it's just disposal's horrible.
Is that going to be one of the kicks for our little kickoff that McHenry missed?
Yeah, maybe.
I hope so because that's one I actually think I'll get.
Yep.
Yeah. Obviously, Curtin. What's going to happen there? Obviously,
I think he'll get rested.
I don't think. I think he'll stay in.
Yeah.
I
hope you're right.
I actually think that his matchup just sucked really bad for him. Archie was just like on fire.
Yeah.
I think that's a hard game for him to have a matchup, to be honest.
Yeah.
Brisbane have a couple of really tall players, but then they've got a lot of really short, fast, whippity players. So.
Yeah, and they obviously don't want to put him as the tall defender just yet because that's not really his position. I think I feel like subbing him off was kind of warranted, but as people have argued, why didn't we just change his position?
Yeah, try him somewhere else. He can clearly
and I do wonder
versatile.
why we didn't do that.
Yeah.
What kind of we obviously don't. Maybe perhaps we just the coaches just don't have the confidence in him playing another position because he hasn't trained in one yet.
Oh, just our
it's kind of annoying.
Our faith in young, first, second, third game players is just so crap. No, it just feels so pathetic that we just won't. And I don't understand why playing him on a player. He's like Vardy just said, he's not a lockdown defender. Why would we bother trying to kill his confidence with a fairly generally average but probably wily old sort of player like Archie is, and kicking 3 or 4 goals on him? Like, what's that doing to his confidence?
Well, look, I know people keep bringing up this killing the confidence thing, but the kid's literally played 2 games.
Yeah, I know, but look what we did to Mackesy.
Yeah,
That's killed our confidence.
I feel like people are forgetting that they're two completely different people.
No, I know.
And
yeah.
you know, we can't keep saying what about Maxi? Like, he is a different person with a different brain, different feelings, different thoughts.
Yeah.
Dan Curtin is another person. He might be able to cope with this kind of thing a lot better than anyone realizes.
I fucking hope so.
I do too. But like, I think it's just a little bit like I don't know. Everyone's a bit too reactive, I feel, a little bit. Like, it's still early days. I don't think he loses his spot.
I hope not.
I think Nank comes in at, like, he might be the sub role maybe.
The sad thing is that he's been set up, though, to lose his spot. I can just see it happening.
I guess we'll see. But, you know, with Worrell out, we really don't have much choice because who else are we bringing in? We've got the option of pulling Dawson back.
Yeah.
We've got Burgess, who can play forward and defence. We've got Himmelberg, who apparently can play forward and defence. And we've got Oscar Ryan, who's still coming up. So we've got pretty limited options.
Yeah.
So I can't see him actually losing his spot.
Yeah, I certainly hope not. I just want them to play him in a role that he looks more suited to. Like he's obviously played all over the ground.
You know how long we take to figure this shit out, though. I mean, look at Filthy. Like, we were trying to figure it out for ages with him.
It's so
and Fog.
Like, you know, like ultimately we want the ball in his hands as much as possible. What's the point in playing him as a lockdown defender? I just don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, you know, he might get a run on the wing this week and Chase goes back.
Do we want to put him on the wing either, though?
I don't
know. Like, people seem to think they know where he should go.
Yeah.
We seem to always just give these kids this, like, crazy initiative period of, like, playing the shittest position possible.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Earn your stripes.
Let's
and you can
hide them with like 8 or 9 disposals like Cook gets every week, and just
and then you can play in the midfield and take out Crouch and and Laird spots, and they're going to whinge about it and not want to play.
I don't know why we wouldn't just like literally try like put him in the middle, like do something weird with him. I know we won't, but like, I don't know. I just feel like other clubs would try that with a player like him, but we're very scared, very apprehensive when it comes to things like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe because he did have a fairly interrupted preseason near the end, so whether he's got the go in him.
Oh, I'm not saying full time, but like you could just like play around with him.
Yeah, I don't know.
That sounded weird.
It worries me.
Yeah.
Enough of you, but yeah, it does worry me that we're going to need to hopefully get a clearer idea for him and his development. Where is he actually headed? Because Thilthorpe, you know, it's been unclear. Is he going to be a ruckman? Is he going to be a forward? And I think he's suffered from that for a little bit. He hasn't really had a clear direction. So
we need to hope and pray that he's a ruckman.
I'm hoping Curtin will find where is he going to fit and how do we get him to where we need him to fit.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ben. I feel like there's still a little bit of time up our sleeve.
But if we had our way, we would drop Brodie Smith and play Curtin in that position.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why is Nank the sub? And someone's said that in the chat, Young Bean and McHenry stays in. Like, that was a baffling decision. I did say to you guys that I thought if anyone was going to get dropped, it might have been Nank because even though he didn't have a crash hot start last week, he did lift in the last bit. And he ended up with quite a few disposals. But, yeah, it did not surprise me that he was sub. But what a stupid, like, Smithers, bro, give it up.
And when he came on, like, I know you're fitter. I know you're not as puffed as some of those other players out on the field when you come on, but he was the spark for a lot of forward movements out of their back line in that last quarter.
And he has the pace to play on their faster players.
Yeah.
And
it just makes
the
sense
confidence
to me.
of playing a few games up his sleeve, which Dan Curtin does not yet have. So, you know, it's one of those games where we were like, we were playing to win and we subbed to win. And it didn't, unfortunately, it backfired.
Yeah. Adam Wallace, Curtin given a tough role to protect the likes of Smith, who has no defensive accountability, is peak Crows. Yeah. That's the thing, is you feel like we're pushing a player like him around to accommodate Smith.
Which that annoys me the most out of everything, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I did want to bring up, Adrian made a good point. Like, it's so exciting to see Fogg playing the way he's played the last few weeks. Is this now his standard, or are we going to get let down again very soon with him? Fogg watch at a high right now.
Press a button, I say.
Where is it, Ben? Oh, Dan, you were going through here.
Good one, Dan.
Yeah.
You've ruined Sam's whole flow.
Did you just ask me where a button was?
Have you said I say Ben? Meant Dan. So, are we going to get let down?
I hope not.
Nah, I don't reckon. I think I feel like this is it.
Yeah.
I'm calling
This is
it.
his time.
We've been here
Got it.
before, Lauren. We've been here before.
If the structure's
he's
better
had
with
2 weeks in a row.
Himmelberg and we can get our delivery right to him, he's looking like he's contesting well now. So
I think he's been interviewed by Channel 9 News the last few weeks when his form was in a bit of a slump. And he definitely admitted that he was in a slump. And I think he's on top of the mental side of things now, I feel.
Well,
Yeah. Well, he's got with the psych. Sorry, did you mention that? I was reading stuff.
I didn't mention
yeah.
it, no,
No,
but
it's okay.
I think just mentally he's probably he's obviously a bit more confident mentally and it's working for us.
Yeah.
well, on that note, should we get into some votes? We've talked about this a lot, this game.
We have. I think I
Done
think
it to
I got,
death.
Yeah. You done?
Yeah.
All
Sam?
My votes. I gave 3 to Dawson, 2 to Fogarty, and 1 to Rankin.
Very
I think
original.
they're
of
all
you.
pretty obvious why. I thought the backline's copped a bit. I think they were fine. I think they were under a ton of pressure, and I think they all just kind of did enough.
That is a pretty huge forward line when you think about it. You got Rayner, you got Long Nadal,
Yeah,
you've got Danaher Floppy,
yeah,
and you got Charlie Cameron, and then you got Archie popping up.
yeah,
There's lots.
Yeah, it's
I mean, even without Lincoln McCarthy
yeah,
And there was
doing his knee in
There was
there.
heaps of stuff in the press this week about bloody Danaher being a selfish goal kicker and, all of that kind of
He has
stuff.
to
He
kick
let the
goals
team
to be
down. So, even when he was playing kind of shit and not, team first.
yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Who did you have, Lauren?
That's my point. I actually didn't write any down, so I'm just winging it. 3 for the skip. What a game. Amazing.
Lauren's just filtering stats by disposals and
I'm checking the goals, mate. I'm gonna give. I'll give 2 to Ranks. 2 to Ranks. Mostly because that last goal was electric. I will give 1 to Fogarty though for 4 goals and taking some hectic marks.
you just copied my homework. Just
Very
switched
nice.
around to him.
Basically, yeah. That was generally. I was thinking about
No,
that.
it's an.
earlier,
I think
yeah.
it's a reasonable. Like,
It's my quiet achiever. That's the hard one.
Yeah.
Who have you got, Ben?
well, slightly different method, but same result as Lauren. So
Did you do research?
Dawson 27 at 85% and 800 metres gained.
Yeah,
So
it was a very impressive game.
metres gained doesn't mean anything, but if you're going at 85%,
Yeah.
then it means something.
And he
So,
almost bloody won the game for us.
Rankin 24 possessions, 3 goals, and 14 contested possessions. So a lot of times that would get you 3 votes.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
pretty good. And obviously Fogarty with his 4 goals, 7 marks.
Yep.
Very nice.
7
I
marks.
had the same as Samuel with Dawson, Fogg, and Rankin.
Hi, I'm Tyson Edwards.
You're such a quiet,
Loves being the panel guy.
I finally worked out the buttons.
Dan can be the panel guy. I'm all right with this.
As long as you label them, it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to tidy him up.
Yeah, I do need to tidy him up.
The bad news for you is I already need a pee, so
Oh, good. Yeah, excellent.
I need a break
This-
soon.
Oh, Dan's back.
just pause the YouTube.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, Sam.
Michael Annie.
Michael Annie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
He doesn't have
I want
reasons.
reasons.
I just love what he does, to be honest. I just remember he doesn't play a bad game. He was probably just the standout of the defenders, I think.
He definitely kept Charlie way more to account than he has the last couple of times we've played Brisbane, I think.
Yeah, look, I might cop some shit because someone might throw some stats at me or something, but like I just like him, and I felt like I wanted to give him the quiet achiever this week. So, yeah,
Just
That's
because
fair.
you want to be his friend.
maybe I just want to be friends with Michael Annie.
Yeah.
It's getting into Chelbo areas.
Yeah, a little bit.
It is. It really is. No, that's fair enough, Sam. I understand. Lauren?
Well, I wasn't sure who I was going to do for this one. I thought, I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe Matt Crouch, because like he actually had a pretty massive game. He had 28 disposals and 13 tackles. Like that's pretty good. But you reminded me that Shoal had a great game, so I'm giving it to Shoal Dog.
Yes.
Shoaly.
Get behind him. And Ben?
Well, we almost got the full match there, but no,
Really?
you moved from Crouch to Shoal. So I did go with Crouch. Just say team high 13 tackles and team high 15 contested possessions. So a lot of the in close stuff that doesn't always get noticed.
Yeah.
Is a pretty good effort by Crouchy, but I did actually go with Shoal. I thought his 8 marks were a pretty good effort by him, and yeah, that's all the
There you
reasons
go,
I
Shoal
need.
Dog. 2 votes in the Quiet Achiever, and you got yourself a nice new lady friend. What a week.
Dog act. That's right. I'm back, and that means 2 dog acts to make up for me not being here for like 3.5 weeks. Now, there's a couple. The first one I just want to call out, something Lauren already brought up. I'm not going to go into heaps of detail, but it's around the dodgy umpiring. And we don't like to whinge about umps too much here on Here We Crow, but we will today because that deliberate out of bounds backing over the line was a dog act. We don't want to back the umps, but when push comes to shove, that was as deliberate as it comes. Dog act. And secondly, we changed seats on the weekend, and we sat in an area we haven't sat in that I can remember recently.
Well, just a bit closer in the
Now,
stand.
there were a few boomers around, and
Many boomers.
they didn't take kindly to our type around there.
No.
Firstly, I was pretty harsh early on in the game with one Elliot Himmelberg, and I made a comment along the lines of, why do they even kick it near him? It's like Brisbane have an extra player. And the guy in front of me turned around and said, shut up, he's kicked a goal. Or something along those lines. He might not have said shut up, but it sounded
He did under his breath.
pretty horrible. And I said, has he done anything since then? And he gave me another look.
Yeah.
And I was like, I better shut up about Himmelberg then. So he started referring to him as Dragon for the rest of the game in hope that he didn't know that nickname.
I was yelling, unleash the dragon. Do you think it worked?
Nah.
Yeah, I don't know, but there was when he kicked that ball out in the full from the boundary later in the game, the guy looked a bit sheepish. But then he got a Joe the Goose not long after that, and everything was fine.
He turned around and he gave me props for my 1-star review for the umpiring.
Yeah, he was all right at the end.
Oh, right.
We sort of said we're all on the same team, but not to be outdone by Sam. Sam got absolutely.
He's got to do his segment. You just skipped his segment. For
Well, we're going to go to that next.
No, it's okay. He can dog act.
This is a segue out of the game. It's still, it's still connected. But Sam got absolutely ripped into by another boomer. And when you want to...
Sam loves fighting people at the footy.
Yeah, I
Especially
enjoyed
Crows
this.
fans.
Yeah.
Now, this guy should have watched out. He didn't. I don't know if he knew that Sam's dad was there, and Sam's dad's 7 foot tall. If he really wanted to open up a can of worms, he could have
Also,
absolutely.
Maggie May was there.
Yeah, I
He was
know.
just abusing you in front of your daughter. Come on, mate.
I wouldn't want to take on Mr. 7 foot Marnie. He would absolutely just go to town. And he just sat there quietly. He was like, I'm going to wait for this to kick off and then I'm going to jump in.
That's
but
it.
he didn't.
No.
Well, full credit to your dad
Yeah.
and your mum.
I don't know if he was listening.
Yeah. But you got lovely parents, Sam. It's nice to
They'll
see
be
them.
listening to this, so they'll
Well, that's-
appreciate that.
I hope so, because they're always welcome at the footy.
Yeah. You're inviting them to Adelaide Oval.
It's very generous of you, Dan.
But more to the point, anyway, if you want to actually pick a fight with anybody in the crowd, and you didn't,
No.
like they picked the fight with you.
Yeah, they
but
did.
if you want to pick a fight, don't pick a fight with the Bays Premiership star because they know more than you do. You can guarantee that.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you didn't play the game, win a bag of pop. You're so okay. Wait a minute. If you didn't play a game and win a flag with the Bays, you can shut your mouth, mate. It's dog act. The dog act is you, Sam.
I like it.
You can't
Very good.
say anything.
No, 230 games?
Don't
for the
care how
Bays
many he
Premiership.
played.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah,
he
that
played.
was his mate.
Yeah, that was
around
his mate
to
said
defend
that.
him.
His
Yeah.
mate, he was like the hanger on. He's
I
like,
said-
I've been hanging around with this guy since the 60s.
So I was like, did he get up to date with the rules since
Yeah.
then, mate?
Well, did you notice his mate didn't jump in until that question?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure his mate probably knew it was a free kick.
Yeah.
Anyway, this was all about the free kick. Was it who punched
I
it?
didn't give the context.
Brody Smith.
Was it Brody Smith
punched it out,
who
yeah.
punched it directly out of bounds? It wasn't a marking contest. It was a clear just punch out of bounds. It's a free kick. Like, I know the crowd didn't like it, but and no one liked it. The umpires were shit, but like that was a free kick, unfortunately.
It was dumb of Brody. We should be booing Brody.
Yeah, exactly. And I basically just said to someone on our row, row, not just in general, that was a free kick. And this guy just turns around and just has a massive crack at me as though that's not a bloody free kick. And then he asked me how many games I'd played because I questioned him.
And you were like 7.
And then Dan said, how many games have you played? Which is when we got the spiel from his mate about him being a Glenelg player. And then he mimicked my laugh. This 60-year-old man mimicking my laugh as though...
Anyway, that was a fair crack. I thought.
You missed this. You were like too many seats down.
My end of the row was quite convivial.
Anyway,
we all got along quite nicely.
Yeah,
Then someone asked who
you
was
and Nathan
side
were just hanging out.
I turned around and said I was Curtin. They said thank you. Someone asked if the seats next to us was available. Yep, no worries. Help yourself. So
it was
just
all
friendly community at the
just
Crows.
try and get along a bit. So.
Anyway, we were trying to rev him up a bit, and then my mum told me I had to be quiet. So I got told off by my mum, even though.
But Sam,
do what your mum says too.
But Sam, hopefully you learnt a big lesson here: is you never assume you know more than a Glenelg Premiership star.
Absolutely not. No,
never assume.
You're right. But also, the funniest thing was these two were your typical old people Crows fans. They were whinging about literally everything. Never got excited when we did anything good. So like that, just to sum them up a little bit. So yeah, they were your typicals. Anyway, that's
Adelaide's rocking.
Just wanted to press that one. But where's your segment button?
You don't know. Just
God.
If you want to know what's in the spring, get into Rowan.
I thought you had to go to the toilet.
I did. Had to do dog act first.
Yeah, he had to get all your.
I'll go while
bads
you're
in
having your segment.
Before your segment.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I actually don't really. Oh, I only really had one good, and that was I lucked out. I've forgotten his name. Who's the guy that runs that Garage Records? He should ask Dan. Dan's just pissed off. He knows his name. I've forgotten his bloody name now. Anyway, he works at Oscar Wiley in Marion.
Oh, yeah?
Got an absolute deal on some sunnies when I was there. He had friends and family discount.
Ooh.
Cleaned up.
Well, you're not getting that next time. You don't even remember his name.
No, shit, I can't remember it. I knew it on the day. I'm pretty sure I called him, but I can't think of it now. Anyway, thank you very much for that. And yeah, he's got some connections
to the T.
Sorry?
Tristan, Tyron,
I can't. It's complete. I've completely blanked it.
Anyway,
he's got connections to Brew Boys and he wants us to come and do a podcast there. So I think we might try and do that.
Yes.
I think that'll be fun.
Yeah.
You up for that, Ben?
Remember his name before then.
Where's that?
Croydon.
Okay.
Yeah. Out near where I used to live. Yeah. Where Dan lives, sort of. All right.
Dan basically lives at Brew Boys.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Footwear sacrificed at half price and equipment slashed to half price. Rowan Jarman's huge half price sale. Don't miss it.
Bad things. I thought we'd try Lint 99% dark.
Oh, why?
Just to see what it's like. It is awful.
Yeah.
It tastes like dirt.
That'd be
It's
pretty
terrible.
bitter.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It had I don't know why anyone would eat that as like as a treat.
It's a sadistic punishment.
It
I
is.
think.
Yeah. I thought. So we were giving it to people when everyone was sort of feeling the same way. I gave it to my mum and she semi-enjoyed it. She actually finished the block. So
Jeez.
yeah, I know she's a mad.
Yeah,
she's a mad lady.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Who's the guy who owns Garage Records?
Oh, Nathan.
Nathan, that's
Oh,
it.
yeah, starts with a T.
That was close.
Yeah, sorry. That was who I brought up because he gave me a sweet deal at Marion. He works in Oscar Wiley in Marion.
I saw him at the train station after the game.
Oh, did
He's
you?
a Crows supporter.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he wants us to do a podcast at Brew Boys.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll probably do that.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun.
Not too long of a trek for you, Dan.
Nah.
I also put in using the boundary as a sanctuary, but we've already discussed this. That's a pet peeve of Ben and mine for a very long period of time. But the worst thing this week, and it was just a little mini one, was old people getting passport photos on a Saturday morning at the post office.
When else are they supposed to do it?
Anytime. Literally any time. These people were like 80 on a Saturday morning when everyone else who works full time has to go to the post office and they're in there taking up a post person's time for like at least 30 minutes because I was in there for 30 minutes and they were still getting served.
Which post office is this?
Glenelg.
Oh, well, that's your mistake right there.
Yeah, I know. Everyone in that shopping
Isn't
centre.
Pension Day Thursday?
If you go into that Glenelg shopping centre up on Brighton Road, my God, everybody in there is literally 100. It is. But the people in the post office are really lovely. So anyway, shout out to them. They've helped me out
Look,
with some
there's
things.
a post office near my house and it's literally a hole in the wall. Like there's two counters. There's no room to pack anything. And for some reason, there's always a line out the door.
Yeah.
Like I just need to, usually I'm just going to the post office to deposit cash. So why do I have to wait behind all these idiots who could just go to Prospect? Anyway.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to change the camera back. We've just had full-on Dan cam for the last 20 minutes.
Lucky everyone.
I had to change the screen. Sorry, everybody.
I had a quick fire bad.
Oh, you
as
got a
well.
bad? Yeah.
Yep, I mentioned it at
Bring
the
it on,
game.
Ben.
You get one win on the kicker basketball hoop game, and suddenly they push it back to 30 metres.
I know. And
How
for the
hard
poor-
up are crypto?
For the poor woman who's so they let the old mate from Victor Harbour do it the short length, and then the next person they get is a lady. Well, I'm sorry, but yes, we can't kick as far as men. That's known. And she's an AFL player, so
Yeah.
kind of I did have hope for her, but yeah, that is rude.
I mean, that is the first time it's ever gone off, isn't it? Is this the first year they've done it, or did they do it last year as well?
No, I think last year they did. They were doing that thing where you had to race the
You had to
aeroplane
run.
around the
Yeah.
oval or something.
But either way, it's a pretty low hit rate. Surely crypto, with making all their big Ethereum dollars and whatever else they're selling.
Ethereum dollars?
Well, clearly they don't want to give another prize away this year.
No, they don't.
But
Nah, struggling.
yeah, you would have thought they could have afforded flights to Los Angeles more than once.
You would have thought so. But how good is the Balfours game where you have to meet the pie and the donut in the
pie
middle?
and the donut.
Oh, wow,
Geez, it's riveting.
That's thrilling, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah, my
yep.
God. Our entertainment.
That's
They
why
should get
it's not in the
stupid.
bads.
They should get the New York Times puzzle makers to sort out a game for the
Maybe.
football.
Anything could be better. They need to turn the bloody speakers down a bit as well. The people that are on the mics are so bloody loud.
I think the people that are on the microphones don't
Yell?
understand that they don't need to yell
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah,
doing
MJ.
it in a microphone.
I don't like to be mean, but MJ just screams in that microphone and she is so loud.
We love you, MJ. We love you,
We do.
but you don't need to yell.
No, you don't need to yell. No.
I actually do really love MJ, and she follows us on
Yeah.
Instagram and likes all of our posts
Oh,
and
no,
writes
she's
to us.
great. I'm glad she's doing it.
Love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is very loud in there. What's next? I'm done. That's goods and bads done.
That is goods and bads done.
I did get some texts on
yes.
the Crows. Should we open up the phone?
Yeah, do you want to?
Let's.
I need to link it to the Bluetooth. But we should open up the phone line.
Because outside of this, we've just got social media.
We do have a game.
Oh,
coming up.
Kate
Yeah,
just
well,
says
that's
if
after social
MJ
media.
didn't yell, I don't reckon I'd hear her where I sit. Well, see, that's just the Adelaide Oval being shit, and they need to go and balance their
Yeah.
speakers.
Yeah.
Because where we sit in that western stand, that southern side of the western stand, she is so loud.
I think they did actually replace the speakers.
So maybe it's not an
Because-
MJ issue.
It
It's
might not be.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting, Kate.
All right, I'm doing it. I'm opening up the Here We Crow phone line.
Uh-oh.
Have you popped the number on?
Oh, we didn't do Pete's Pizzas.
Oh,
No,
Pete,
that's
Pete.
social
do that
media,
first.
isn't it?
We can do that.
No, it's usually we play it in the game, usually.
Oh, I haven't listened to
game
the
chat.
podcast for a while.
Well, look, we'll do Pete's Pizzas, and then you
then
can
we'll
give us
open
a
it up.
call. So, don't get on the dial too quickly, people. All right, I'll put it on Do Not Disturb so you don't disturb us while this is happening. All right, here we go. Pete's Pizzas. No, it's doing that thing where it doesn't want to play on the thing.
Live podcast at its finest.
This phone, every time. Play.
Hi everyone, welcome to Pete's Pizzas. Thanks again to the Here We Crow crew for giving us all a platform to feel completely bewildered together. So I'm going to give you 3 takeaways to chew on after our incredibly frustrating draw against Brisbane on Sunday night. First up, I'm talking about the sub. Matthew Nicks spoke about the sub being an important impact role and that he won't make any changes to the team unless he feels like it's going to make the team better. And then he inexplicably put Brodie, the Zimmer frame Smith, in the starting 22 for another testimonial game, and he made Luke Dankervis the sub. How is that making the team better? Then he subbed Dan Curtin off at half-time right before Josh Worrell got injured in the third quarter. What a complete stuff-up. So, Matthew, I'm serving you a very uninspiring pizza sub so you can rethink what makes the team better. Second, it's all about the fire-breathing dragon Elliot Himmelberg with his more than serviceable 2-goal and 7-score involvement effort. Somehow, our forward line seems a little more potent with the dragon in it. So I'm going to give him a hot sorpresa salami pizza, which will hopefully continue to fire him up for more strong performances. And lastly, I'm talking about skills. We've got skillful players like Dawson, Rankin, Rochelle, Nankervis, Saligo, Fogarty, Cook. But as soon as the scrappers like Rob, McHenry, Smith and Keys get involved, it all just falls apart. So I'm serving up an extra large supreme pizza and then I'm going to walk over to the table and drop it on the floor. Because we just keep fumbling, double grabbing, dropping the ball and missing targets at critical moments. Sorry, mate. Skills pay the bills. And we have too many players getting selected solely on effort. And until that changes, we'll continue to frustrate and disappoint. Let's hope we can lift for next week against Collingwood at the G. I'll see you there. Thanks, everyone.
Wow, that
Cheers,
is
Pete.
such a good analysis. That is hard to disagree with.
Yeah, we could probably just play Pete, I reckon.
Yeah,
And then just
Pete
go
should have his own podcast. Pete's Pizza
My
Pod.
only pizza thought for this week would be, you get a pretty nice pizza, but it's come cold.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're
that's
kind of
right.
happy with the pizza.
Look,
but it's not.
Are you stepping on toes?
Yeah,
You
mate.
get really
You're not
angry when
quite as
people take
articulate
your
as
jobs.
Pete.
Well, if we're going to start praising people other than myself, I'm going to jump in.
I think Pete put it better.
Yeah, Pete. And like Vardy said, he
Stick
loves
to
it
the
when
poems.
Pete rolls his R's. It's so good. Yeah.
All right. Well, stuff you off.
How's your season 3 poem coming along?
What are you talking about? All right.
It's Christmas poem.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. What are we doing? Open the phone line.
Yeah, they're
Open them
open.
up.
They're open.
What's the number? I had it here. Oh,
And
no.
now it's on the screen. Don't worry.
0498 731 613. The lines are open. If you've got some comments on the game or whatever you want to say.
I might just
We'll let it
bloody
happen.
call and put on a voice and I might get heard.
Ben,
Call up as Mavis.
if you want another segment, feel free to make one.
Have you got some more Ben's Backyard material?
Yeah.
Not really.
He's depressed about the garden at
He's
the
cracked the
moment.
shit down.
It's not growing season, is it?
I was turned into a bit of Ben's aquascape. At the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
Well, I've got
there
something
you
to
go.
chat about while we're waiting.
Yeah, go on.
Maybe for someone to call. What about the big band before the game playing the was Seven Nation Army and then they played the Crows song?
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. Let's do it every week.
Yeah, just get the big band together.
Well, how good is it? Like the Melbourne Victory version where they do it with the violin. Like that's awesome. I would love us to do something like that. Get rid of that shit song we got to start up.
Oh God, why are we still going with that?
I know it's so bad.
So I saw someone actually a bit of discourse around that. Someone was saying how lame it is, and I'm pretty sure they were a Port supporter, but
Yeah.
they're on the money.
Yeah, they are.
And people were actually defending it. No, it's legit. Blah blah. I'm like, what? No,
no.
it's terrible.
It
What's
is
that?
terrible.
That League of Legends one?
Yeah, that League of
Yeah,
Legends
whatever.
thing.
Imagine Dragons or whatever it is.
Nah,
Like-
it's League of Legends.
well, they're saying it's Imagine Dragons. I
That
don't
shit
like.
too.
I don't know
Imagine
what it is.
Dragons. Aren't they that real shitty poppy
Yeah, they're
sort of
both
Yeah, I don't know.
thing?
I don't.
They
Look, I
do-
don't know what it is.
no,
but
there has
whatever
been
it is,
Imagine
crap.
Dragons. I know what you're talking about. It's that Believer song.
Oh,
They have
yeah, I
that.
don't even know what that is, but
Yeah.
we've got to switch that up. We've got to.
Yeah.
Surely we can do better.
Yeah, you would think so. I can't stand that.
Someone needs to have a whisper in the ear of a committee at the
Come
club.
on, people, don't be scared. 0498 731 613.
Nathan would know.
Ring
Someone said
that
in the chat.
line.
Nathan.
Yeah. Your mate.
Anyway, should we get on to some social media? Because no one's ringing.
Nah, no one's going to call.
Wusses.
We have no friends.
Wimps.
Yeah. We haven't done an Ask a Crows question for a long time.
Pose a crow.
Out of bounds on the full.
Pose a Crows question.
That wasn't the time to bring it up, Sam. We haven't prepared.
No,
Maybe
no.
one of us can bring a Crows question next week. Before we
can.
get into the social media, we should probably let everyone know that, when I say we should let everyone know, you've already heard, but Josh Worrell has just signed a 2-year contract extension.
Yeah.
So even though he is out for the next 8 to whatever weeks, we will be retaining Josh's services.
Have we got
Thank God.
Is there a bit of? Am I just making this shit up? Have we got a bit of history in giving contracts out when players get injured? I think that's like almost like a little like sorry you're injured type of thing, and we'll release that now, or let's get it signed now sort of thing. I don't know.
Sounds
If
like
anyone's-
something you're making up.
Yeah, maybe. If
I don't know.
anyone's-
Maybe it was a done deal already.
Yeah,
And they already
Oh,
had
I'm
a plan
assuming
to
it
announce
was.
it, and then they were like, "Oh, well, we'll just do it now because
Yeah.
we're not going to wait until you're playing again to do this."
Yeah, for sure. Oh, like not that it matters. I just feel like we've done that before. All right, social media. Do we have anything on the Twitters? I've got some Instagram stuff. Nick English. Does Worrell present present a good opportunity for Danny Curtins to play his strengths.
Danny Curtins.
Yeah, Danny Curtins. Don't mind that. Yes, I hope so. I hope that we play him in a role where he can get his hands on the ball a little bit more. I think we got a little tiny glimpse at Curtin's agility on the weekend as well. There was a couple he got himself in a bit of trouble and managed to get himself out, surrounded by 3 or so Brisbane players, and I thought that was pretty good. Limited time with the ball, unfortunately, but yeah, I thought that was good. Sorry, anyone can jump in when they want to.
No, you go.
Do we re-sign Dragon? I'm shook by that performance. Love always, Bisk. That was Nick. Nick English's Bisk.
I don't know if I'm shook by the performance, but
I don't think it warrants a re-sign.
I mean,
No.
I don't
Don't we
think,
want to fuck him off?
I don't know if he took a mark, but I'm happy to be proven wrong.
I don't. Does he want to stay? That's the question. I don't think it even comes down to us. Well, do we want him and does he want to stay? I feel like he wants to go to GWS if
We'll
he
just
can.
take the first round compensation pick for free agent.
Or he's building up to that, Ben.
Yeah.
God, if we got first round, I'll go around to his house and pack his bags.
We won't get. We'll be lucky to get
He did
fourth
buy.
round.
He bought a house in Theberton, which made me think he wanted to stay, but he's probably renting that out. So
What about Lukosius's house in Grange? Is he going to get to use that?
Oh no.
One would hope.
Digger, a very good game from Fogg. Why does he misjudge so many attempts to mark?
Well, he took 7, so
Yeah, this week he did. But in general, yes. I think that maybe not always his fault. I think some of our forward 50 entries leave a lot to be desired.
That's
but
it, yeah.
he does. He has had that tendency for sure. Richie McRicho, shop led end of season, mad not to. I agree. If he's worth anything,
Yeah.
100%.
I think when is it 32, you don't get anything for 32.
No, probably not.
I was like, do we really? Like, I don't hate it, but are we really going to trade our 3-time club champion?
Yeah.
Like, no. Hello, is the Adelaide Crows.
Yeah.
We can't even get Brodie Smith off the field. Why would we trade Rory Laird?
You wouldn't do it because you think you're going to get anything for him. It would just be to create a space.
I can't.
Sure.
I can't remember where I heard this or saw this. It might have been Crowcast, maybe. Someone said that we've just overrated Laird for a very long time as a midfielder.
Well, yeah.
I think it's a good call though, because I think we sit back and I think there's no way that he should just be a walk-up start in our midfield now. But because of his history and obviously winning club champions, he seems to be stuck there.
It feels a bit like that that kind of theory you've had around Ben Keys, like when we're a really good side, he shouldn't be on the field, essentially. Like with Laird, I think when we're a really good side, he probably isn't an upstart midfielder, but we're still playing him there.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
he should be going back to half back where he made a name for himself.
One of those last centre bounce attendances was Laird, Crouch, Dawson.
Yep.
And like, why?
But we always go back to the well, don't
that
we?
was
'Cause we think that's
really
at best.
annoying. I was like, why is Rankin not in the middle right now? Because the game is on the line.
Yeah. When we get scared, and it's like when finals are a chance, we go back into our box and we try and, grind out games rather than doing the things that seem to be winning those games in the first place. It's a really frustrating trait for the Crows. Richie again, when do we draft a ruck? Rob only getting on and more fumbly. Yeah, well, I completely agree with you there. He actually took a mark on the weekend. There might have even been 2. So that's nice.
He definitely took one that we
Yes.
saw. I saw at least 4 dropped ones.
Yeah, absolutely. He played a great game in the ruck, but yeah, still a very quite useless game around the ground again. So, yes, why we don't have a young ruckman on our list is mental.
Baffling.
Well, we're clearly never going to give Strawn a go unless Rob goes down with an injury.
I think anyone called Strawn is very much. Strawn could probably take a better mark than Rob.
Just break glass.
It's just Rob 2.0 really with him, isn't it? And he's not young,
No,
so
he's
it's not like
as old, if not older than Rob. So, yeah.
I'm the first one to criticise Rob, but I just don't think Strawn's the answer.
No, he's not.
Digger again. I counted about 6 times when he ran too far under the flight of the ball. Oh,
That's Fogg.
That was Fogg. Sorry, that well apart. I don't know why they went so far
Someone must have
apart.
sent you one in between.
Yeah, maybe. And then Richie again. Smith retires end of season, surely. Made a harder call of Talia.
No, he's activated that trigger apparently.
Yeah, I know, which is, if that's true, and it must be because it went to proper media, didn't it? It wasn't just...
Did it though?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
did.
did.
Yeah, it was on Fox Footy. They reported it. So yeah,
Is that proper media?
well, maybe not. It depends what you think of Fox Footy.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Would we hear about that from the club though? Like, is that something they'd announce?
They will announce it, but like they don't necessarily need to do it when it gets triggered.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if that's true, why do we have why can't anyone in our club just have the ability to tap players on the shoulder and say, you know what, it's probably time.
I was just about to say, like,
right at the start, like Dan was just saying.
Obviously, there's players that the club sees way differently to the public, like Smith, Rob, McHenry, like
Murphy,
and it's frustrating as fans, like, because they just seem to get backed in no matter what.
Yeah,
which is just crazy.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Unfortunately, anyway, that was all I had from Instagram.
All right, I've got some Twitters. Boz is asking if we're crossing live from the G.
Yeah, I think Boz is going. He gave me a very nothing reply.
He did not deny nor confirm.
Boz likes a bit of a G trip though.
Yeah, what Vardy said, why would the trigger be so easy to achieve so early in the season? The only thing I can think of is that it was packed in with games last year as well. Like, it wasn't just this year. But I don't know when he actually re-signed that contract. So he wasn't on a 1 year, was he?
I don't know.
But like, yeah, if he's already triggered it from a this year thing, like, that's crap. What are we in? Like round 8 or 9? Like,
he didn't play. He only played there was one game he didn't even play, and then one he played half of a game.
Yeah. So surely they thought he was going to play more than that if we were going to re-sign him anyway. Anyway, that's crap.
Anyway.
Sorry to just butt in really quickly.
God.
Dino,
tweets out.
Dino, Essendon Enough just sent me.
Dino, I'm sick of hearing from him.
Just sent me this.
Essendon are getting good too. So.
Carlton superstar Jacob Wiedering is set to become one of the highest paid players in the AFL after St Kilda informally pitched him a multi-year offer worth $1.5 million per season.
For a defender. He's very good. But why would you pay that much for a defender?
That's insane.
Wow.
Sorry, Lauren.
Yikes.
Okay.
Anyway, I've got one from Jetty. Think the release of the rest of the season's games is a reflection of our form this year and last year's, the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure about last year because we got rewarded at the
reframe Twilight Zone to family friendly, Lauren. Whereas,
that's right.
Dwayne Pipe was talking about on SEN today.
You mean Shane?
Look, honestly, I think I'm one of the only supporters who doesn't give a shit what time the game is on.
Family friendly at the end of a Sunday.
Yeah. Twilight time.
Yeah, but on a Sunday.
Oh, not everyone lives in Strath, Ben.
Regardless of where you live in Strath, if you're a family, 4:10 start time on a Sunday, you're not getting home early.
As a family now, I like that time slot.
Yeah, well, you're having dinner at the Oval. You're going home, going straight to bed.
Oh, what would you know? Your baby just sleeps at any time of the day. There's no routine.
I said that to get it right.
Your 10-day-old baby just sleeps.
Maggie wasn't complaining about MJ. It was just you.
No, that's right.
Couple
Maggie
weeks in and we're a bloody expert.
Yeah, Maggie came to the game, so her first game is... it was a draw, which we're going to remember that.
We've also got a tweet from our former North Nuff, who abandoned us for a rival podcast, Dan Linky. What is Dan getting for dinner at the TA tonight?
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't get dinner at the TA.
You had a beer, though.
I actually did some slow-cooked beef. I don't know what you call it. Not ragu, like the one that they have in pies, goulash.
Yeah, right.
Yummy.
Is that what you did instead of working?
Yeah. There's not much work going on at home, tell you what.
Boise says, welcome back, Dan. Good to see Boise get some airtime on the Crowy socials.
Yeah, what was that about?
Not sure if you saw the video that Hungry Jacks posted of Rory Sloane and Darcy Fogarty and Riley O'Brien doing some drive-through work. But Boise was front and centre was guiding the gents in how to do that job.
That. Oh, how good.
I think at one point Fogg said, "What do I say now?" And Boise went, "What?" So good
nice
management
one,
there,
nice
Boise.
One,
have I got anything else?
That's a long S.
Boz.
No. I did get some text messages on the phone though, and I reckon
our phone lines
they might be from Jaden.
Yeah, they are. No one's calling.
Where's Nuff?
Okay, here we go. You reckon
Switchboard's dead.
You reckon in 15 years' time when Dan Curtin is on some podcast, not ours, that he'll reference this game as his welcome to the AFL moment? No hate on the kid. Brisbane are just isolating his matchup very well. He's had 4 kicked on him in 2 quarters. Give Saligo the keys to the fruit choc shop in McLaren Vale. If someone can send some to me here in Cairns, that'd be great. Overall, we've been solid. Few letting us down. McHenry and Shoal.
No, not Shoal.
It's not Shoal, mate.
One good
With
game.
silly
Let's not get carried
decisions.
away.
But overall, everyone,
Two.
for the most part, been really good. And then we get one. Good one, Nixie, you weapon. Tactical sub at half time
weapon.
because you want to baby Curtin through the start of his career, and Worrell is now gone for the day.
Yep. Unfortunate. I like
That did happen. But Jaden, how dare you say that about Shoal? What are you talking about,
Nah,
mate?
like one or two good games. I'm not sold on Shoal either.
What is wrong with you?
And I love the use of the term
shoulder on
weapon
shoulder.
as a bad thing as well. It's kind of funny.
It is. That is a good one.
What do we think about the Hayward rumours? That we can offer him a contract.
Well, apparently that's not happening now.
Anytime-
According to Ben at AFL 360.
Oh, has Ben called it off? Oh, yeah, right.
Anytime this stuff happens, I just go, yeah, he's going to re-sign with his club.
He's just trying to fish around to get a few
And we're
extra
always the club that gets brought into
every
it.
time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Jeez, McCurch has got a real solid haircut, doesn't he? What's going on there?
That's Bailey Fruit Cherries, that is.
Look at that North Melbourne streak. Imagine being a North fan. Look at that.
He's got powerful brows as well.
That is gross. Not the brows, those results.
Yeah, that's shocking.
Terrible.
Oh, poor bloke. Actually surprised it took him that long to get a rising star nom. McCurcher.
Yeah. And now he's out.
And now he's out. Hey, fixtures just come out. We've been classed as the second hardest run home from here on out.
That's good news, isn't it?
I did actually have it written down earlier, but apart from the... we've got 3 games in a row. Yeah. We've got 3 games in a row where we can probably pencil in wins, and that's against, well, I say that cautiously, but that's against West Coast, Richmond and North Melbourne. But
Richmond is so shit too.
they're
If we
really
lose to them.
bad. They're really bad. I want to say credit to Richmond though, because I did watch a little bit of the game the other night, and they did not stop trying. Like, even though there were so many goals behind, they were really trying their heart out. So I felt bad for them. But we have
Didn't they
got.
lose by like 100 points.
I felt so bad for
90
them.
odd, 90
I
odd.
feel bad. We know how that feels.
I wanted it to be
We've
more.
been there.
I just want it to be more. Even though Dimmer's left, I still want Richmond to just fall, free fall.
That's right.
Anyway, we've got a really hard run, like after that, basically.
Yeah.
So we've got obviously Collingwood this week, and then we've got a couple of shit games. We've got Sydney, and then we've got GWS, we've got Brisbane, we've got the Dogs, we've got Port, we've got the Swans again. We've basically got every hard team and no shitty teams. And I think we've only got like 3 or 4 home games out of those hard teams.
We'd have to play Hawthorn at least once at some stage, wouldn't we?
We do, and I'm not counting
Is
them.
that gonna
Actually,
be-
that was the other one. It wasn't North Melbourne. It was
that gonna be-
Hawks.
Is it going to be
down in
another
Richmond
Lonnie
Hawks
game?
and West Coast are the 3 pencil ins.
If it's down in Launceston, that's not
It's
a gimme.
not a pencil.
No. Not. We
Well,
saw
it
that
is a
last year.
pencil, not a pen.
Definitely not a pen. Yeah.
Again,
Saw
like I said, cautiously optimistic
Yeah.
for those games, and even West Coast
Yeah.
concerning. But yeah, we've got a really tough run home, and I think it's gonna be pretty depressing.
Young Bean said Hawks
Yeah.
are at the G, thankfully. So, I should have known that. I'm actually going to go to that game. So, yeah,
Oh, are
I
ya?
should have known that.
So that
Does
Brisbane,
you know that?
Yeah.
the
I'm
Brisbane
driving.
game, Brisbane game was obviously a must-win for those reasons. Plus, this Collingwood game, you're never going to get Collingwood with this many injuries. I don't think.
No.
So
Before we get into the game,
Yeah.
though, can I just say something that I thought about while I was driving around today?
did you pick up a segue that I was about to go?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm scared that this team and with the way we're playing, that when we come up against a really good side, any hope we have for this season is just going to be dashed like immediately. I feel like the way we've gone through, I think Vardy said before, it's like 1 in 5 we actually lost in the last 5 games. So we're feeling all right. We're feeling like things might be back on track. And I feel like the next couple of games we should win. But I feel like when we hit a good team, we play the way we're playing with the players we have out there, we're going to get smashed and we're all going to be sad.
I honestly think that Worrell has crushed any hopes and dreams in my mind.
Yeah, that's-
Yeah.
I feel like it's season over. When I said to you guys season over, I didn't mean Worrell. I meant the Crows.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like, you know, I know we were like, oh, it's gonna suck without Duday, and then we kind of came good, and it wasn't as bad. But like that is a huge out for us, and I feel like we're just not gonna have.
Well, Miller and Worrell were probably the two most dynamic backline players we had, and they're both gone.
I feel the good news is that
differently.
The good news is that Murray is going to be back in 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah,
and I don't think they're going to bother with him in Sandford. I think they're just going to bring him straight back in, to be honest, because why wouldn't they? I don't think they're going to bother with a run in Sandford. That's just me speculating. I don't know that for sure.
That would be rare. I would have thought
it would be rare.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I just feel like they think that he's so important that they're just going to fucking slot him straight in. Anyway, 2 to 3 weeks. So that's like at least one saving grace. And then we've got Filthy back hopefully another few weeks after that.
Yeah.
But I still don't think those 2 additions are going to save us.
I just feel like we're really fragile at the moment, and it could all just come crashing down, and we're going to go back to depressive start of the season areas again.
I haven't come out of that yet.
I haven't yet. I just feel like
I was wagering the wins.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I just feel like things have got a little bit more positive, and we're obviously got a couple of easier games coming up. But yeah, just looking ahead, I feel like we're going to play a good team. We're going to lose by 10 plus goals, and
that'll be against Sydney at Adelaide Oval on a Saturday night.
I would have thought the draw has taken away a fair bit of the excitement and positivity.
Oh, big time, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I feel like if we'd taken that away with just 1 point, we would feel so much better about things.
Yeah. But the dumb thing is with the ladder at the moment, aren't we like 3 games away from second? Like it's not.
What?
We're only like, we're not that far. No,
we definitely have better percentage than Essendon. I know that for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's not. There's, the jump to, obviously getting 3 games on everybody.
Well, second is Geelong, who's only lost 2 games. So they've won 7. We've won 3.
Okay, so maybe third then.
So we're 3.5. So we're half of their wins.
Yeah, I know, but still, that's what I mean. It doesn't take long to get, you're still within reach if we are good from here, is what I'm trying to say. But I don't see it happening.
Yeah. We're
with
2
that
games,
run home, it's going to be too hard.
Yeah.
We're 2 games from the 8.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting, actually, to see where we end up and what that means for our drafting.
And 8th is our opponent this week.
Yeah.
8-point game.
8-point game again. Another draw.
Oh, we've just got 8-point games for the rest of the year.
Yeah, well, pretty much, yeah.
I just think with the guys we've got out there now, they've got to play out of their skin every single week, and I just don't know that they can do it.
Well, the odds for us are currently 67 to 1.
Yes.
To win the premiership.
And that's probably not high enough.
Yeah.
I think we've got enough players who could play better than they currently are. So I think there's options for us to actually improve and finish strongly, but I think it'll be a bonus if we get close to finals with the draw that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we don't need to get into that. Is it even worth it?
And on that note, let's talk about this week's game.
We're moving Dan out of that seat.
This week's game, against Collingwood at the MCG, 1:15 on Saturday. Ben, do you want to hit us with some stats?
A couple, yep. So they're 5-3-1 versus our 3-5-1. So two extra wins from us. They've beaten some decent teams. They managed to beat Brisbane. They beat Port like us. They beat Carlton like us. And then they've had a couple of easier ones, Hawthorn and Eagles. So not dramatically different to us, really. They've lost to GWS Sydney St Kilda, so reasonable teams, and they had to draw with Essendon, who we got within a kick. So pretty close in terms of their form line and our form line, just with a couple extra wins. But they haven't lost since round 3, which was against the Saints.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Yeah.
So
their shitness was early, wasn't it?
They have found their form more consistently since then.
They seem to be able to find a way. Like, you look at them, they're kind of opposite to us in a way. Like, they haven't got much of a forward line. We don't have much back line at the moment.
And they've got a ton out, don't they?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
missing and
they've got like Myercheck out, Myercheck, Jamie Elliott, etc.
That another their sub on the weekend got concussed as well. Not that I remember his name.
Jeremy Howe's out now as well.
Is that Harvey Harrison or
no?
Someone else.
Someone else.
The Goey it was Bytel. But,
Vitell, that's it.
DeGoey.
Is he the Saints player?
Yeah, he was.
Used to be.
Yeah, okay. I remember that name.
So yeah, they're running pretty thin. Like I looked at some of their goal scorers on the weekend, and I was like, "Who's that? Who's that?" Like there's just these guys that I'd never heard of that were all of a sudden in the team.
They debuted 2 players on the weekend, didn't they?
And they both kicked goals. I'm pretty sure.
And they debuted players, and they're good.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
Well, these are 26-year-old players.
Yeah, one. Well, one of them isn't he?
I think both of them are mature.
Oh, were
age.
they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Right.
But if they can knock us off this week, I know it's at the G, and Collingwood are our bogey side, but that just shows how good their depth is if they can. And how shit ours is.
Yeah.
We should beat them, really.
Well, they play very differently to what we just played. So Lions were all about kick mark. Collingwood are 15th for kicks and 17th for marks. So they're a lot more run and gun. They're only 7th for handball, so they're not even that high percentage with the handball, but they just get it forward at all costs sort of thing. So don't really muck around with it. They're only 12th for marks inside 50, but despite that, they're still 4th for scoring efficiency. So they don't need to mark to be dangerous going forward. So that's where someone like a Curtin could have some awkward matchups depending on how they play him, if they play him this week.
Yeah,
again.
true.
So
yeah,
we just need to be careful about how we actually line up on these this forward line.
Put him in Brodie Smith's role so he doesn't have to play on anybody. So, all right. Well, shall we put Bozza on? You got Bozza there?
Yep.
All right, let's do Bozza now. And then we can
get some predictions.
Good evening, people. Round 10 selections from the sauna. 2 lots of selections this week. I'm going for my own changes, which will obviously include a couple of my favourites coming out. But I'd say Shu to return, Dowling to debut, Strawn and Nank to return to the side, Smith, Rob, Jones, Ned and Woos out, and Jones to go on the sub bench.
I don't mind
Jones.
Jones'
Mr.
sub.
Sheen is going to just go with Woos out, Egypt in, which is going to be a fucking snore fest. So just need to make a couple of changes there just to tweak it up a bit. I thought we were not bad last week, but forward line didn't work, so maybe I need to change it up a little bit there and move Curtin forward. You fucking wanker.
That's the most fired up Boz has ever gotten on the sauna
that.
selections.
And he's 100% right. If I will definitely be firing up the Twitter app if we see Woozle out and Borlase in, because that is shit.
I can almost see, like my prediction. My prediction is, Borlase in, Worrell out, and I'm not saying I like these, but I reckon McHenry out, Murphy in, and I reckon Curtin out, and maybe to the sub. Like Curtin to the sub.
What, and Nank plays?
Yeah, sorry, Nank in. Yeah.
See, the thing is, I don't really
Murphy to the sub.
I don't really see Curtin coming on as the sub, only because like he's not really going to be that impact player.
I'll take that back. Yeah, I think Murphy to the sub. Curtin.
It's going to be Murphy, or hopefully Brodie Smith.
I can't see them dropping Smithers or Jones. I think they're both.
I don't mind Jones as a sub.
No, I don't mind it, but
I don't mind that either, because he hasn't really had the most crash hot few weeks. I don't think.
I don't know
He's
if the
been pretty
club
quiet.
sees it that way.
I don't know. I love Chase as a player. I think he's got great skill, and I think he's a grunt player. But the last few weeks he's been relatively quiet.
We just don't want to admit that we absolutely stuffed that draft.
Oh, we do want to admit it.
God, he's still going about this.
We know we did.
Oh,
Can we move on?
If we didn't take them so highly, they wouldn't be on the list still.
Yeah, but like, come on, get over it.
No, it's just
what it
part
is.
and parcel, though, isn't it? Like it's hand in hand.
We can't take it back now. We can't change it.
No, but it still deserves criticism.
Yeah, but like, how many years later?
Well, I think it's still.
I think there's been some criticism.
Yeah, I know. There's been plenty. I want to give it more. Absolutely. Mr. Sheen
Live in the
too.
now.
No, I can't. Just can't do it. I just want Norwood to start up, and then I might go follow them.
Yeah, go start your own
I might go
shit
start.
Norwood
I might follow
podcast.
Tassie when they come in.
Oh my God. Do you know that I was driving to work the other day and I was like, who's this guy with this Devils number plate? And it was legit the Tasmania green Devils, and he had Tasmania Foundation stickers all
really?
over his car. He's just like #1 Tasmania football fan already in Adelaide.
That wasn't Chase Jones driving the car.
I checked. It wasn't. It was an older guy. And I was like, that is baffling. I thought he was just a Seinfeld fan and he'd just gotten the Devils number plate. And then I realised he had all the bumper stickers.
Yeah, right.
Very dedicated already.
Love it. That's
well,
good.
Well, Labor's now backing the stadium by the sounds down there. So
Yeah, it's all going ahead. Surprise,
like
surprise.
Yeah.
Told you it was already sorted.
I've just got a message from Garage Records said that's the last discount I give you, Sam.
Oh, yeah, fair call.
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry.
Nathan, that was just shocking.
I absolutely blanked your name, Nathan. Sorry.
Yeah,
That
fuck
was
him,
very,
Nathan. Fuck. He doesn't deserve the discount.
Oh, it was so poor of me. Yeah.
He's
sorry.
bad. He's bad at planning.
Yeah,
Bad
I
at
know.
planning.
Yeah.
Let's get into some predictions.
Oh.
Or unless you got something else, Sam.
Nah, not really. Oh, actually, one question. We lose this game. Is that is that it? We're done?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
110%.
Well, I mean, when you say, are we done? We're not making the 8. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Season over. Let's just, let's play around with some shit rather than doing what we
No.
always do.
Season over, but we'll still try to preserve it for another 10 weeks.
We need to get Brodie Smith, just in case he hasn't quite reached that trigger point. We just need to play him for a few more games. Yeah. That'll be good. That'll be fun to watch.
It will.
Definitely be making all the effort to get to the games.
So with all that in mind, who do you predict will win and
Were
why?
you
How
going to
much?
give the kick to Dennis?
Nah, no, do we do that when we haven't got enough on?
Ben does.
I didn't press it this time.
I can't believe the fart noise has been so successful.
To us.
I don't know about successful.
So we're right behind him, and the Carlton fans are right behind him. Once, twice, 3 times.
Oh, look at that.
Yes! He's the master blaster.
Sounds like you might have an opinion on who this could be,
I don't
Ben.
know.
He thought he was on a winner because he picked Long Nadal last week, but I think
That was
you
pretty
had,
good.
You had to give it to Payne though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, I just thought it was a segment we did.
I didn't know
you know.
Payne existed until he outmarked text at me. So. Go on.
My prediction for this week, it's a player that can't cement his side in the Collingwood team, but this is going to be the turning point of his career. One young Finlay McRae is going to rip it up this week.
That's bold prediction.
He kicked a few last week, didn't he? 3 or something.
He struggled to get more than one game in a row before being subbed or out of the team. So
I think he's
on his way.
Yeah, I think he's building, definitely building.
Yeah. What is that noise?
I would have given it
It's the
to.
crow's phone.
Oh, is it?
Sorry.
I'm
Oh,
not.
is it Instagram? I
Yeah.
thought it happened when we got some Instagram things.
I haven't followed
Yeah.
Collingwood enough this year, but I know that Oleg Markov was out of the team recently. I'm not sure if he was back in the last game, but I would almost put him down if he was playing.
Oleg Markov. Yeah, right.
Yeah. The old anagram of Lego.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, let's wrap this shit all up.
Please.
Are we predictions? I guess. We're gonna lose 28 points.
Oof. How are they going to kick that score?
Collingwood.
Who have they got?
I don't think that. I don't think
Who's
it matters.
kicking their goals?
I don't think it matters. Someone will kick it. It'll just get it in there enough. Someone.
Bobby Hill.
Handles.
How many will Bobby Hill kick?
He'll
12.
Kick 4.
Lauren?
I hate tipping against the Crows, but I actually don't have faith that we're going to win this, even with a downtrodden Pies team. And like I said, I think that a lot of that does come down to our outs and our form. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's close, but I feel like we're going to get done by like 16 points.
Wait, you, Ben?
I've tipped in the official tips, though. I've tipped the Crows.
It's Collingwood, so we'll lose by 4 points.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I can't tip us again at all for the rest of the year, pretty much. Maybe against West Coast, even then. But I tipped us against Brisbane against my better judgment, and look what happened. So I think we should win. Realistically, we should win this. We've got we've got, like, much better forward line on paper. Our back line's shaky at the moment, especially with Woozle. The midfield should be able to run with theirs at the moment, given they don't have De Goey or Mitchell. But everything in me says we can't beat that hoodoo against Collingwood, and we're playing at the MCG.
They haven't lost since round 3.
Yeah, and they haven't lost since round 3.
Nick Dacos is going to have 40 possessions.
Dacos is playing. He's come out of his shell and is absolutely smashing it the last few weeks. So can't see it happening. So I'm going to go Collingwood by 10 points.
Oh, this is depressing end of the podcast.
Well, just to bring it up, back-to-back wins for Lauren last 2 weeks.
Nah.
Oh, thanks, Ben. Yes, I did win again.
Dan got on the winners list this week.
I did. First time. This is my worst fantasy season ever.
I managed to beat the top guy.
Oh, Tom?
Yep.
Sorry, Tom.
How'd you go, Sam?
Yeah, shut up, Ben. No one wants to hear this. All right, let's wrap this up.
I want to know where I am on the ladder now.
I'm bored. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Quick.
He's looking for buttons.
I want to find the text sound.
Oh, it's on the first page,
God.
I think.
Oh, no.
Young Bean says, I'm leaving. It was good knowing you. Oh, don't do that.
I nearly deleted the whole scene. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
All right, end it. End it.
Wait.
End it.
All right, thanks everyone for listening in to episode 89 of Here We Crow. Let's hope the doom and gloom does not come out to shine and we do get a win this week. Ben, thank you very much. Lauren, thank you also.
Thanks.
And Samuel, thank you. And thank you, listeners. And thanks everyone for engaging with us on the live chat. We will see you again next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.